MotorWeek is made possible by Rock Auto and Tire Rack.
If we told you a Ford Focus was one of a few legendary vehicles that we pined for over the years, you'd probably think we're crazy. Unless, of course, you're familiar with the Focus RS. RS is Ford Europe's rally sport racing division. The campaigns in rallycross and road rallies all over the world. So this Focus RS is sort of like a Shelby Mustang was in the 60s. Get the picture? Well, we're about to make that crystal clear. The 2016 Ford Focus RS is the first global RS performance vehicle, which means it's also the first one we've gotten here in the States. And to some, the fact that it is the most powerful Focus ever may be akin to saying it's the best tasting lima beans they've ever eaten. But not so fast. There's plenty to get excited about here. All-wheel drive is a big part of the picture, so it obviously appeals to both rally racer wannabes as well as the Fast and Furious set. And there's even a drift mode for the hooligans. It's not the typical Haldex system, but a unique design with clutch packs on each rear half shaft, designed with handling and grip in mind, or putting the power down without understeering like mad. It can send as much as 100% of rear axle power to a single wheel. The front remains open using selective braking to help pivot the car around corners, and the Focus RS still operates as a front driver most of the time. There's decent power to be had here as well. It's from the Mustang's 2.3-liter i4 turbo, only with a host of upgrades, the chief ones being a bigger turbo and intercooler. It cranks out 40 more horsepower than the Mustang at 350, as well as 30 additional pound-feet of torque at 350. Both the clutch and 6-speed manual transmissions get beefed up internals as well. So at the track, thanks to the RS's all-wheel drive, there's no danger of the typical Focus one-wheel peel here, as the RS grips and gets off the line in a hurry. Launching is complicated somewhat by a hair trigger clutch that engages with your foot barely off the floor, but we were able to hit 60 in 5 seconds flat. The engine revs quickly, and there's a deep exhaust bark as the RS streaks down the quarter mile in 13.6 seconds, finishing at 104 miles per hour. Often when we've waited a long time for a car, it's easy to be disappointed. Not the case here at Summit Point Motorsports Park's Shenandoah circuit. It is what we thought it was. Just engage sport or track mode, which stiffens the shocks, adjust all-wheel drive, steering, and stability control configurations, as well as exhaust note and throttle response, and let the fun begin. It's a real hoot on the track, but also never feels out of control, so its limits are easily attainable for even novice hot shoes. Converse logic is in play here. When you start to feel understeer, don't back off. Rather, feed in throttle and the car sends more power to the rear, and through the corner you go. Vastly different in feel and performance than the Focus ST. Like other RS track tests, we experience some rear diff overheating, which results in a temporary AWD shutdown, with the accompanying warnings in the gauges, but all returns back to normal after a restart. And just so you're aware, drift mode won't turn you into Vaughn Gittin Jr. You still have to know what you're doing. It just diverts even more power than usual to the rear to help you out. With virtually all cars these days taking on an aggressive nature, the Focus RS doesn't look over the top at all, even with the necessary huge rear wing up top. Both the front and rears are reshaped to optimize aerodynamics, and even the underbody has been tweaked to eliminate high-speed lift. Inside, there are Recaro seats, special trim, and a shortened shifter, but all in all, it's the least thrilling aspect of the car. Government fuel economy ratings are 19 city, 25 highway, and 22 combined. We averaged 22.6 miles per gallon of premium. The energy impact score is 15 barrels of yearly oil use with 6.8 tons of CO2 emissions. Pricing at $36,775, or less than the average minivan transacts for, is a relative performance car bargain. As Mick Jagger says, you can't always get what you want, but you just might find you get what you need. Well, if you have a need for world-class speed, but a down-to-earth budget, the 2016 Ford Focus RS offers a near-perfect mix of performance insanity and daily driver necessity. That makes it really special and worth the wait.